Hey everybody, I'm Stephen Levine from NASCAR Illustrated, sitting alongside Tom Vandervoort to preview this weekend's tilt, as they say, at Texas Motor Speedway.
You know, they say everything's bigger in Texas, but I don't know. Is the helium atom bigger in Texas? I don't think so.
Well, the racetracks are certainly not bigger in Texas. They're bigger,
faster.
They're bigger in Alabama or Florida than they are in Texas.
But this is a fast racetrack.
It is a fast racetrack.
Very, very fast.
So what's your first key to this race?
I think it's the transitions. The track is tricky, maybe trickier than other tracks of this size and ilk because of the transitions from corner to straightaway and back again. Certain guys seem to be able to set their car up to handle that and know how to drive it. Your Jimmy Johnsons, your Matt Kenseths. Carl Edwards maybe is a little more hit or miss.
We'll be talking about drivers later.
Okay, we always do this. But I think it's the transitions. I do. You know, track positions.
Yeah, but what do you do about them? They are what they are.
You got to know how to set your car up. You got to have the right shock package and all that stuff.
You also need to know what line to take and where you're going to be most comfortable, where your car is going to be most comfortable navigating those transitions.
That's true, and you know the groove is opened up there. It's a nice wide groove there now, which is great. Help you get away from the dirty air if you want to pass somebody. I still think track position is going to be big here. You know, and that was going to be my key to the race. This is a downforce track. I think the jury is still out about this car on these downforce tracks. Oh, fie, a pox on your house.
Oh, wait, are you going to fine me $25,000?
I just did. I just
did.
That's what a pox is.
You fined me a pox. Is a pox worth 25 grand?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think that's denigrating.
The car is worth 50 grand.
It's not denigrating anybody or anything to say I think the jury is still out on these cars and downforce tracks. Are we going to have a clean air parade? Are you going to be able to pass for the green? We don't know. So track position, and not necessarily qualifying position, but track position. What are you going to do to gain track position during the course of the race?
Oh, sure. A tire strategy, pit strategy, that's going to be critical. So how do the tires wear? How long can you go on the left sides, for example? Take two tires. Can you go with no tires at the end, depending on the fuel situation? Fuel mileage could be a factor. I hate to say it, but we haven't really seen that,
Don't
right?
hate.
So I think you got to keep that in the back of your mind.
Absolutely. Now, in terms of the drivers, we wanted to class up the joint a little bit. So to talk about drivers and to make our race-winning picks, we're going to bring in our special guest, and we're going to have a weekly guest.
Yes, we are.
From the Miss Sprint Cup division of the NASCAR.
Because we do it right or we don't do it.
Exactly. So we're going to do like a magic wipe, and we'll be back with our special guest. All right, it is time to reveal our race picks for this weekend's extravaganza at Texas Motor Speedway. Not just Tom and I, though. We are honored to have with us Brooke Warner, Miss Sprint Cup. We're going to have a Miss Sprint Cup every week, we think. Join us to choose race winners. Now, there is a rule here.
What's the rule?
That no two people can choose the same driver. So, for instance, if he chose Jimmy Johnson and went first, I would not be allowed to choose Jimmy Johnson. But since this is your first time here, we're going to let you go first.
And you can pick Jimmy.
I
know, we are.
Okay, so Jimmy is on the plate.
Oh, you can pick Jimmy.
That's tempting.
It is tempting.
Kind of kicking some behind right now.
And he's not too shabby at Texas.
Well, he was first and second here last year.
He knows what he's doing in Texas.
Yep.
But I'm going to throw the wild card in. I'm going to say, right now, out of the rookies, Ricky Stenhouse Jr.
What?
What do you think?
When you say wild card, you ain't messing around.
I'm not messing around.
So you decided to go right out on a limb here.
On a limb. You know, but actually, it's not too far of a limb because, you know, Ricky, he's done well at this track for Nationwide.
You know, this is a good track for Roush Fenway.
I think it's more because he likes to wear cowboy boots and a cowboy hat. I think that's why you picked him.
I didn't even think of that. That's good, though. I'm going to add that to my list of reasons.
But honestly, you know, I know you got your Sprint All-Star race coming up here.
Yes.
Now, he could win this race and get in, or he could try to get the fan vote. But ironically, he can't get the fan vote because his girlfriend's going to get the fan vote, right?
Ooh, it's hard to tell. I think
it's not hard to tell.
She has to remain professionally non-committal. Come on. We can't put her on the spot.
All right, who you got there?
Oh, I'm going to go next? You know, it's interesting because I was looking at driver stats, and obviously some people come to mind. Matt Kenseth, Jimmy Johnson,
Carl Edwards.
But here's the thing. There are two guys who have never won at this track in a cup race, but each of them have 5 nationwide wins and better average finishes than Carl Edwards. Kyle Busch and Kevin Harvick. Neither have won a cup race at Texas. There's also Dale Jr.,
who won his first cup race
and his first nationwide race at Texas.
Yeah.
So any of those would be slightly out there picks, not as out there as Ricky Stenhouse Jr., but decent picks. Because I am never afraid to pander to the Junior
You're
Nation.
seriously going to pick Junior?
I'm gonna go with Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Okay, look, I mean, it's not a horrible pick. Okay.
Well,
I
look,
think it's a solid
anybody
pick.
can pick Jimmy Johnson.
Okay, and anybody will. Anybody.
Valid
Jimmy
point.
Johnson was first and second. Actually, I'm not going to pick Jimmy. I just changed my mind. I'm going to pick Casey Kane. Casey's won a race here, and he was very fast at Vegas, which is similar. The
Okay.
transitions here are obviously tricky, but I'm going to go Casey.
So the three
Okay?
of us have left.
Matt
Carl
Kenseth,
Edwards, Matt
Carl Edwards,
Kenseth,
and
and Jimmy Johnson on
I
the
like
table.
how we're not going for the obvious right now.
Maybe it's just because
Well-
we're not too bright. Maybe.
That could be it. That could be it.
That very well.
All right.
Maybe
Okay,
Is that
we're gonna do a running total on this all
And you
season.
can see
though.
right now. Why don't we put up the graphic now of how we've done so far?
Amazingly,
It's
so far,
incredible.
we've all picked the race winners for the
Which
first
is
5 races.
amazing.
Woo,
I
we're
feel
so good
good
at what
about
we
that.
do. Pat on the
I know,
back,
I
everyone.
know.
So it's Miss Sprint Cup versus Tom versus Steven, and at the end of the season,
There will be some consequences.
and it could be a champagne bath because I understand it's really good for your hair.
Well-
adds body.
I'll tell you guys. I mean, I've been there. It's not so bad.
Really?
But I want to see you guys be in our situation for once. That would be a lot of fun.
Okay, but I want a
Okay.
fire suit if I'm getting doused in champagne.
Oh, I'll have to work on that one.
All right,
I
that's,
could
Spark
see you in a
out.
fire suit, and it would be hilarious.
I can rock the fire suit.
Yeah, I
Not
don't
like
think so.
Brooke, but I can rock the fire suit. Thanks a lot for taking the time.
Absolutely.
Well, thanks for having me.
For
Oh, yeah.
Tom and Brooke, I'm Steven. Thanks for watching, everybody.